What's up, everybody? This is Ryan from Ronin Custom Armory, doing a little bit of a review today on these bad boys. What we have here is 3 KR sabers, the flagships, and by themselves these are amazing sabers. They're machined very well. I love the design, I love the look, very clean. However, take it a little step further. These were sent in by a customer, and the customer requested that I do a Stargate themed etch, kind of like a Egyptian style. So happy to go ahead and oblige that, because I do love, I'm a fan of the original movie. I never really watched the series, so I had to do some research a little bit onto Stargate and symbol, its symbolism and whatnot, and how it translates into Egyptian mythology. So that being said, I came up with some pretty awesome designs. The owner had a tattoo done of Horus and Anubis, and he sent me a picture of it. So I then found online some concept art that's pretty much very similar to his tattoo. So then I went ahead and took the art into Adobe Illustrator and what we call vector tracing, and basically recreated it in vector art. Which is a lot harder than it sounds, to be honest. It's very time consuming. And I came up with this design here. You can see Horus here in front of the Stargate. Stargate was really fun to recreate. A lot of detail went into that. And here you can see him with his spear, and then with a background of Egyptian hieroglyphics. Now the hieroglyphics don't really say anything. It's more of an aesthetic value. Trying to find actual translations of hieroglyphics is pretty hard, so I went more just kind of the look of it. So they really don't say anything. It's just more of the look of ancient hieroglyphics. And of course, there really wasn't a lot of symbology in the character Horus, just the Horus Guard. And so I did a little bit of research on Egypt mythology, and Horus is always usually depicted alongside with his brother, Set. Those two kind of went at it a lot, and so Set is this symbol here and here. So I thought it was fitting to kind of put those two together. But yeah, came out pretty awesome. So there's the Horus. This is the Anubis, and this is his symbol from the movie, or from the TV series, in front of the Stargate. And then we have a more traditional depiction of Anubis. And here we have Anubis sitting in front of the Stargate. Let's see if we can get this to focus a little bit better. Come on now. There we go. So there we go. So you can see Anubis with his staff in front of the Stargate. And then I did I took a lot of images from Egypt on their pillar design. That kind of gave me the basis for his background, which also has hieroglyphics as well. What I like to call into a seamless style etch, where it's very hard to see the seam where where the piece of paper connects. So yeah, and of course we have the symbol for Anubis as well. Again, just amazing detail. Really, I mean, I always try to push the limits to how much detail I can put on an etch, and by far I think this is the most I've ever done. And finally we have the brass. Now the brass, these things are hefty. These things are beasts. They weigh a lot because they're solid brass. And honestly, brass just etches so beautifully. I wish I can just etch brass all day. It's much more forgiving. It does way better etching wise than aluminum. Aluminum, it's a little finicky. It can get hot too quickly, blah, blah, blah. But brass, it just etches beautiful. Now here we have a depiction of Ra. Now I found more concept art, actually from a poster from the original movie back in the day. And I put that into Adobe Illustrator and did a vector retrace of it. This took a long time to redo and put it into vector imaging. So that was a lot of fun, took a lot of time, but it's pretty cool. It's actually of Ra's ceremonial mask from the movie, and we all know that Ra was actually an alien. And so hopefully it actually came out pretty good. And then, of course, here you can see I did it. I put him on top of the Stargate, and the Stargate's at the bottom right here. And then, of course, with more Egyptian hieroglyphics in the background. And then here we have the symbol for the Stargate. And then the stone that was found in the original movie that allowed them to activate the Stargate. So, but again, just I love the detail. This is probably my favorite one out of all of them. Brash just etches so nicely. So there you have it. You know, I usually don't do too many video reveals, simply because pictures are worth 1,000 words, but honestly, the pictures just don't do anything justice. And actually, the video really doesn't do them justice. So these are going to get sent back to the owner. I hope you like them, Eddie. They were a fun project to work on, and I really love them, and they were probably the pinnacle of my work so far. So it was a lot of fun. And I hope to see them installed and everything all squared away. There's actually a cool Anubis Soundfont that's available. I actually have it on one of my sabers, and I think it would go perfectly for the Anubis one. But anyhow, there you have it, folks. 3 KR sabers flagships, all beautifully etched. I love it. I kind of wish I don't have to give them back. Anyhow, thanks for watching. May the Force be with you.